Hi, parents. This one is for you. Have you been wondering how you can keep your pre kindergarten student engaged while learning math concepts? Well, I have an activity for you. Actually, I have several activities for you. And these are math activities that you can that you can do with things you find around your house, things just as simple as Cheerios. So I'm going to be using Honey Nut Cheerios, and this seems to be a favorite of young children, and pretty much everybody has Cheerios. We're also going to be using honeycombs. Honeycombs, that's just a cereal that I used to really like when I was a little kid. But anyway, we're using cereal, and we're also using dice. Um, Most of us have board games at home that come with dice. And if you don't have any at your house, they are available at your local Dollar Tree. In fact, a lot of the things that I'm going to be using, or several of the things that I'm going to be using to demonstrate this math activity, comes from the Dollar Tree, which is pretty much where I spend most of my time looking for teacher supplies at a reasonable cost. So I have my dice, and this is a game that my students in the classroom, they can never get enough of. Go figure. It's such a simple game, one that I just made up off the top of my head. It's an adding game. You can also use it for a subtraction game, depending on what you want to do, what concept that you're trying to teach. So I usually start off by saying the one who accumulates up to 20 items wins the game. You can raise that number, you can lower the number depending on the ability of your child. So right now we're just gonna go up to 20. Obviously, I'm here by myself and I don't have anyone to play with me. So we're just gonna keep pretending like my turn rolls around again until I get to 20. Really, really simple. I'm gonna play it with Cheerios. All right, so here's my dice. I'm gonna throw it. All right, I rolled a 6 and I rolled a 1. Let me get my container to put my Cheerios on. When you're using food items, obviously it's a good idea to wash your hands first, because children, they love to eat the things that they're manipulating if they are a food item. So make sure that the surface that you're using has been cleaned and disinfected first, and the children's hands are washed so that if they eat them, they're not consuming any germs, especially during this time where we're so conscious of keeping our hands out of our face due to the coronavirus. We want to make sure our hands are clean. So, anyway, I've rolled a 6 and I've rolled a 2. So, I'm going to count out 6 Cheerios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you notice that as I was counting them out, I was counting out loud. As I touched each one, I said the number. This helps with the one-to-one correspondence. And learning one-to-one correspondence is very important because it's the precursor for basically all the other mathematical knowledge that comes after. So here are my six Cheerios to correspond with my 6 dots. Now I'm counting 2. 1, 2. Now let's do this math equation, this addition problem. All right, it's going to be 6 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we learned that 6 plus 2 is 8. And I'm going to push these 8 Cheerios to the forefront of my plate here. It's my turn again. Oh, this time I've rolled a 6 and a 4. So I'm going to count out my Cheerios again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's my 6 to represent the 6 dots on this die. And now I take my 1 rather, for the 1 dot. 1. All right. So now we're going to find out what 6 plus 1 is. 1, we're counting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Now we need to find out how many we have all together, the total sum on the plate, because we want to know if we're close to winning or not. So I'm going to push these up to the forefront, and we're going to count the total amount of Cheerios that we have. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if you have a number chart available, the child can see that they're close to winning. I'm pointing to the alphabet chart. The number chart, I have 15. We're going up to 20. Here is 20. You can extend that learning by asking how many do you need to have to get to 20. You may or may not want to do that. That's just an extension. So I have 15 pieces now. Rolling again. Oh, I have 5 plus 3. So I'm going to count out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I need the 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's count them. Let's see how much is 5 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Cheerios. I left off with 15 here, so let's count on. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You can ask your child using a number chart. Is 23 more than 20? Of course it is. So they won. Very simple, a really easy game to play. You can also use this as subtraction. What do I mean by that? You can also learn subtraction rather using these. This is an ordinary pipe cleaner. This activity also supports fine motor growth, fine motor exercise. It's a pipe cleaner that I got in a package from the Dollar Tree. You can use a pipe cleaner if you have it available. You can use a brand new shoestring if you have one available. They all serve the same purpose. And they can use these things to string the Cheerios on. For the activity that I want to do now, I prefer to use this pipe cleaner. I'm just going to roll it up a little bit at the bottom so that when I put my Cheerios on it, they don't fall off. So I'm just going to string some on here, slide some on here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a total of 6 on. 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 Cheerios here. Now, if you wanted to do a subtraction problem, you can say, what is 6 take away 2? You have the 6 here. You slide 2 over. 1, 2. How many do you have left? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For addition, 4 plus 2. We have the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add 2 more. 5, 6. So simple, huh? But it's fun teaching math concepts with things like this. So I'm going to put these aside. And remember, you can do the same thing using a shoestring. This shoestring is pretty long. So if I were you, this is about 45 inches long, I would cut it in half and knot it at the bottom to keep the Cheerios from sliding off. So another activity to support fine motor growth, fine motor control, eye-hand control. I'm going to use my honeycomb cereal because it is a little bit larger. So these obviously came from the Dollar Tree. That's my store. So I'm going to take these tongs and I'm going to use them to pick up the honeycomb cereal. And we can use this with the die also. So you can take it, drop it. I've rolled a 5 and I rolled a 4. So you can take the tongs and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's 5 there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, we discover what one number plus another number equals. In this case, 5 plus 4 equals, let's find out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How about that? Really easy, right? If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, then your child could use smaller things like these Cheerios. Or you could even use a smaller pair of tongs or tweezers if you have them. One last thing I'd like to show you. These are just number cards that I made with index cards purchased from, the Dollar Tree. So I cut them in half to make them go a little bit further. And my students in class, they're already familiar with the equal sign and the plus sign. If your children are not, this is something that you can introduce at this time. Same concept. You could even use your Cheerios that you have on your pipe cleaner. Some people say chenille sticks, chenille stems. It's the same thing. So let's do this problem. We're going to do 4 plus 3. So let's find out what 4 plus 3 is. So for my first number, my first numeral, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 plus 3. 1, 2, 3 equals how many? Let's find out. 4 plus 3. I'm going to slide this over. 4 plus 3. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Same idea as using the dice, but the numerals are for number recognition and number recall. So there you have it. That's my little tip for practicing math concepts at home using things that you have readily available around the house. And because your child's hands are clean, once they're done manipulating the cereal, they can pop a little treat into their mouths. All right? Let me know if your child enjoyed this little activities or one of these little activities. See you soon.